So welcome to the basic thermodynamics class. So the first chapter of fundamentals of thermodynamics and perfect gas laws. So the subtopic is a perfect gas laws. So in the last class we started the perfect gas laws. So in the last class perfect gas laws, Boyle's law, Charles law and characteristic gas equation, universal gas constant. So before going to the today's class, just we recollect whatever the learn in the yesterday's class. So the first we learn about the what is the perfect gas laws. So perfect gases are nothing but the perfect gases are characterized by the absence of a force of attraction or repulsion between the molecules. So it's a absence of there is force of attraction and repulsion between the molecules, and the volume occupied by a molecules is infinitely small compared with that of a gas. So it is telling that the perfect gas remains in a gaseous form at all temperatures and following the gas laws at all ranges of a temperature and pressure. So perfect gas remains in a gaseous form at all temperatures and follows the gas laws. So what are the gas laws here? Boyle's law and the Charles law at all range of pressure and temperature, at all range of pressure and temperature. So some important gas laws we discussed in the last class are the Boyle's law and the Charles law. Boyle's law and the Charles law. So Boyle's law and the Charles law. Boyle's law. So what's the Boyle's law states that at a constant temperature the volume occupies at an ideal gas is inversely proportional to its absolute temperature, is inversely proportional to its absolute temperature. P is inversely proportional to 1 by V. So PV is equal to constant if temperature remains constant. If temperature remains constant. So for important thing here in the Boyle's law is he is maintaining as a constant temperature. Constant temperature, pressure is increases, volume decreases. If volume increases, pressure decreases. Vice versa. But the product P into V is equal to constant. Product P into V is called constant. Into V is a constant. So if PV is equal to constant, if the gas changes from state 1 to state 2 at constant pressure, the two states are related by an equation. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. If the change in pressure and volume, change in pressure and volume, that is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So the graph is obtained as a rectangular hyperbola. It is about the Boyle's law, and we called it as an isothermal process also, because iso means same, thermal means temperature. At same temperature the pressure is inversely proportional to the pressure of an gas is inversely proportional to the volume occupied by an ideal gas. PV is equal to constant. Next, so Charles law. Charles law also states that at constant pressure, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature, or at constant volume, the pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. V is directly proportional to T, or V by T is equal to constant. V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. V2 by T2. So, based on these two laws, Charles law and the Boyle's law, we can write as an ideal gas equation if volume is directly proportional to 1 by P and volume is directly proportional to temperature. By combining these two laws, we can write as a PV is equal to T. PV is equal to T. So the relationship between P, V, and T may be obtained by combining the Boyle's law and Charles law. So this relation can be expressed also P1 by V1, P1 into V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So PV is equal to constant. So here we are introducing one constant that is called R. So R is called as a characteristic gas equation. If mass of a gas is in kgs, we can write this equation PV is equal to MRT. PV is equal to MRT. So R is equal to PV by MT. So units also joule per kg Kelvin, joules per kg Kelvin. So the values are they are different for the different gases. The values are different for the different gases. Next, like a universal gas constant, we can represent it as the RU. Universal gas constant has a constant value, or constant value, whereas in the characteristic gas constant it is different for the different gases, but universal gas constant, the name itself indicates the universal, so it is constant for all the gases, that is Ru is equal to 8.314 kilojoule per kg mole or 8314 joule per kg mole Kelvin. This is about the universal gas constant. So coming to these class, today's we learn about the Avogadro's law. So by using the Avogadro's law, we can find the Avogadro number. Avogadro number. Next, Joule's law. Next, Regnolds law. Next, specific heat at constant pressure. So already we discussed about the specific heat at constant pressure, Cp, and specific heat at a constant volume, Cv. Now we are going to in this perfect gas laws, we are giving the relation between the specific heat constant values with a gas equation, characteristic gas equation. Characteristic gas equation to the Avogadro's law. First we move to the Avogadro's law. So what is Avogadro's law means? What it is telling Avogadro's law? For the it states that equal volumes of all the perfect gases under the same conditions, under equal volumes of all the perfect gases at all temperatures and pressures contain equal number of molecules, contains the equal number of molecules. Means how it is saying means it states that equal volume of all perfect gases at the same temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules, contains equal number of molecules. So now we are considering a characteristic gas equation in terms of a specific volume. So PV is equal to RT. Specific volume I am writing as a small v so capital V by M. PV is equal to MRT. I am writing volume by mass as a specific volume. Volume by mass as a specific volume. So P small v is equal to RT. So now I am multiplying the both sides LHS and RHS with the capital M. Capital M represents the molecular mass of the gas in kg mole. Kg mole means mass per kg, mole kg per mole. So here I am multiplying M of molecular mass in the both sides, that is LHS and RHS. So PV is equal to RT. Now it becomes a PMB is equal to MRT. And now I am considering this product, see that product of M into specific volume, product of M into specific volume. The product of molecular weight and specific volume is called molar volume, So in one more question they will ask what is the molar volume. So molar volume is nothing but the product of molecular weight and specific volume. V is a specific volume, is called molar volume, and we know that it is a molar volume M into capital M suffix small molar volume we can write as a capital V mole, capital M, capital V into capital V suffix by mol mole, capital V in suffix capital V suffix molar volume means volume symbol and M O L. Next, coming to this, the product M into R. M into R, the product of molar mass and the characteristic gas equation is called as an universal gas constant, and it is represented with the R suffix U. R suffix U. So now I am writing this equation as a P. I am writing this equation as a P. The product of a molar weight and specific volume is called molar volume. Next, P V volume is equal to RU into 2. So I am writing this equation like this because the product of M into V is called molar volume and is represented by the V suffix MOL, V mole, molar volume, and M into R is equal to universal gas constant. So I am writing this equation. So we want RU is the constant for all the gases, but we want what's the want we want for the V value, and means we want molar volume value. Molar volume value, how will you get? So by taking the values at NTP conditions, we can calculate the molar volume value. RU is a universal gas constant, is same for all the gases. RU is a universal gas constant, is same for all the gases. For a given set of conditions, P and T, molar volume is constant for all the gases at NTP conditions. So, what is the NTP conditions? Means normal temperature and pressure. So, normal temperature pressure values are temperature value 0 degrees centigrade, but we have to take absolute pressure, absolute temperature. So, it is at 273 Kelvin. So, normal temperature values are pressure 1 bar, temperature 0 degrees centigrade, 0 degrees centigrade means 273 Kelvin. So P is equal to 1.01325 bar. So I am taking as a pressure in terms of also kilonewton per meter square. That's why the pressure value is 101.25 kilonewton per meter square. So we know the equation P into molar volume V suffix mole is equal to RU divided into T. So we want the molar value V suffix mole is equal to RU T divided by P. So RU is a universal gas constant. So its value is same. So 8.314 kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin. So here I am writing the units because it is easy. If you write the units here, we can know the units easily for the molar volume. So simply I am substituting in the formula the units also can, so anyone can write the units of the molar volume. Here I am writing the kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin, and T 273 Kelvin. I am converting the degree centigrade into the Kelvin. It is a 273 Kelvin, and P I am taking is a P in terms of a kilonewton. So 1 bar is equal to 101.325 kilonewton per meter square. 101.325 kilonewton per meter square. So in this here I am writing as a joule as a Newton per meter square. Here I am writing this joule as a Newton meter. So this Kelvin get cancelled. This kilo and this Newton will get cancelled. This kilo and this Newton get cancelled. So remaining units, here the meter square is in denominator, and here 1 meter, Newton also cancel. So here 1 meter is there. So meter square into meter, it is a meter cube. In denominator it is only kg per kg mole. So 22.4 meter cube per kg mole. 22.4 meter cube per kg volume. So at NTP conditions, so for the given set of conditions P and T, here the P value and the T value are taking in a NTP conditions. NTP is normal temperature pressure. So temperature is equal to temperature 0 degree centigrade, 0 plus 273 Kelvin, pressure 1.0132 bar means 101.25 kilonewton per meter square. So by substituting all the values in the PV molecular is equal to RU into T, we will get the P volume molecular is equal to 22.4 meter cube per kilojoule. So next, so what is it telling it? Hence at 0 degree centigrade, 0 means nothing but the 273 Kelvin at NTP conditions, the volume of 1 kg mole at NTP conditions, what is the volume in the one more question asked? So at NTP conditions is nothing but the 0 degree centigrade and 760 mm of mercury. The volume of 1 kg mole is the volume of 1 kg mole is 22.4 meter cube. So we have to remember this value is at only NTP conditions. This value is only for NTP conditions. So we can from Avogadro's law 1 kg of mole in a perfect gas occupies a volume of 22.4 meter cube and contains 6 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules at NTP. So the number itself called as an Avogadro's number. The 6 into 10 power 3 is called as an Avogadro number. Avogadro number. So the number 6 into 10 to the power of 23 is called an Avogadro number. Avogadro number. So simply that Avogadro's law can you take as a, if you take the 1 kilogram mole of substance is the amount of that substance in kilograms numerically equal to the molecular weight. So it follows the Avogadro's laws of motion occupied by 1 kg mole is same for all the gases at the same temperature and the pressure. Kilogram mole means 1 kilogram mole of substance. 1 kilogram mole of the substance is the amount of the substance in kilograms numerically equal to its molecular weight. It follows the Avogadro's law that the volume occupied by the mole is the same for all the gases, same at the temperature and pressure. This is called an Avogadro's number. 6 into 10 to the power of 3 is equal to Avogadro's number. Next, coming to the Joule's law. Coming to the Joule's law means Joule also done experiments several times and finally concluded that the change in internal energy. Finally concluded what is the change in internal energy is equal to heat transfer. Is the no work crosses the boundary. So Joule's law states that the internal energy of a gas is a function of temperature only because it is directly proportional to temperature only, because that's why it depends upon only temperature and it is independent of pressure and volume. So if you consider the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to mRT. M is a mass. So M is a mass, so it is only depends upon the only temperature and it is independent upon the pressure and volume. So du is directly proportional to dt. So it states that the change of internal energy of a perfect gas is directly proportional to the change of temperature. So du is directly proportional to dt. The du is directly proportional to dt. So here we are removing the proportionality constant. Simply we are putting the du is equal to cv dt, where du is equal to change in internal energy, Cv is equal to specific heat at constant volume, dt is equal to change in temperature. Again we can write these equation in terms of a U2 minus U1 is equal to, if you consider the mass per kg, mass in terms of kg, mCv, change in temperature difference means T2 minus T1. So U2 minus U1 is equal to mCv T2 minus T1, mCv T2 minus T1. So M is the mass of the gas, Cv is the specific heat at constant volume, T2 minus T1 is a change of temperature. Now here it's in a constant volume heating process. So how you tell it is in a constant volume heating? Take a one, consider a gas contained in a container. So here I am taking a gas contained in the container. So here this fixing with the fixed lids as shown in the figure. So the gas in the container is fixed with the lids as shown in the figure. So the gas is heated. The gas is heated. It will increase the temperature and the pressure of the gas in the cylinder. Here, the we are fixed the lid. That's why the whatever the gas inside the container should be fixed. So the volume of the container is fixed. That's why we are telling it is as a constant volume heating. So when we will give the heat to the container, the gas is heated. It will increase the temperature of pressure of the gas of the container. It will increase the pressure of the gas of the container. So since the lids of the container is fixed, the volume of the gas remains constant. Since the lids of the container is fixed, the unchanged. Next, constant volumeter. The total heat supplied. Here the heat is supplied to the gas at constant volume. That's why we are taking as a CV. So Q122. So mass into mCp delta T. So mass into specific heat at constant volume into rise in temperature. So mCv T2 minus T1. So Q122 is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. Q is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. It's a constant volume heating because it's a constant volume means that's why I put this a constant as a C suffix V. So where T1 is the initial temperature of the gas, T2 is the final temperature of the gas. So when the gas is heated at the constant volume, no work done by the gas. So work done is equal to 0. Work done is equal to 0. So all the amount of the heat supplied within the body of the gas and represent in the internal energy of the gas. So amount of the heat supplied within a body of the gas represents the internal energy du is equal to heat supplied within the body of the gas. Next, specific heat at a constant pressure. Here we are considering as a pressure as a constant. So that's why we are representing with the C suffix P. C suffix P. So it is the amount of the heat required to rise the temperature of a unit mass of a gas through 1 degree when it is heated at constant pressure. So it is the amount of the heat required to rise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree when it is heated at a constant pressure. So generally it is denoted by the C suffix P because it is a constant pressure. So pressure it is denoted by the P, that's why we are writing as a C suffix. So consider a gas contained in a container with a movable lid. Previously we are considered the lid is a fixed. Now we are taking as a movable lid. Movable lid. If the gas is heated, it will increase the temperature and the volume of the gas in the container. So here the lid is moving, lid is not fixed. So we are giving heat. So we are giving means if you go on heating the container, it will whatever the liquid in the volume of the liquid in the container, liquid in the or gas in the container will increases with increasing of a temperature, with increasing of the temperature. That is, if the gas is heated, it will increase the temperature and the volume of the gas in the container. So Q122. So nothing but the mCp rise in temperature. So what is the rise in temperature is nothing but the T2 minus T1. Cp specific heat at constant pressure is C suffix P M. So I am writing as a Q122 is equal to M C suffix P T2 minus T1. So whenever the gas is heated at a constant pressure, heat supplied to the gas is given by mCp T2 minus T1. So heat remains within your body of a gas, increases internal energy. So du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. Next, to do some external work during the expansion, so we know that already in the previous class we know that W is equal to P dV. P dV, I am writing this as a P into V2 minus V1, or in terms I am writing this as a PV is equal to MRT. We know that PV is equal to MRT. So here the temperature is changing. That's why I am writing this as a P V2 minus V1 is equal to MR T2 minus T1, where M is equal to mass per kg, R is the characteristic gas equation. From the above equation, we can write as a dQ is equal to du plus dW. dq is equal to du plus dw, or q minus w is equal to du. So this is nothing but the first law of the thermodynamics. See that here there is a movable lid. So heating at a constant pressure. We are giving the heat supplied. Here there is a volume. We are keeping the pressure as a constant. As the temperature increases, the volume of the gas in a container also increases. So P into V2 minus V1 is equal to M into R T2 minus relation between the specific heats. So relation between specific heats. So here we are considering the two specific heats, specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume. So specific at constant pressure is denoted by C suffix P, constant volume as a C suffix V. And the relation between the specific heats and gas constant means the gas constant is nothing but the R. So we know the heat supplied to a gas constant pressure Q is equal to mCp T2 minus T1. Heat utilized during the work done during the expansion P V2 minus V1. Heat remains within the body increases due to internal energy. Internal energy. So heat remains within a body increases in internal energy means du is equal to mCv T2 minus relation between specific heats is equal to dq is equal to dw plus du. So I am writing from the above equations 1 2, I am substituting q12 and w12 and du values. So mcp t2 minus t1 is equal to p v2 minus v1 mcv t2 minus t1. So using the characteristic equation, we know that pv is equal to mrt. So for the initial conditions, P1 V1 is equal to MR T1, P2 V2 is equal to MR T2. So I am writing as a P, and we know that P V2 minus V1 is equal to MR T2 minus T1. Here pressure is a constant, we are writing as a P V2 minus V1 is equal to MR. So now substituting the value of a P V2 minus V1 in equation 4, we will get MCP T2 minus T1 is equal to MR T2 minus T1 plus MCV T2 minus T1. So in the three terms we will get M will get cancelled. So we know that Cp minus Cv is equal to R. We know that Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So here will M get cancelled. So in the left hand side is M is there. So M and M cancel. Next T2 minus T1 cancel because whole thing bracket T2 minus T1. Here also right side we are taking as a T2 minus T1 as a common and we will get cancel, and the remaining terms are Cp is equal to R plus Cv. So this is the equation. Cp is equal to R plus Cv. This is the relation. So this equation we can also write as a Cp. I am bringing this Cv to the this Cv to the right side, left side. So it becomes as a Cp minus Cv is equal to Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Simply I am writing this equation as a 5. Next, okay, and previously we know that what is an adiabatic index. So adiabatic index is nothing but the ratio of a specific heat at constant pressure divided by specific heat at constant volume. So in this I am taking Cv as a common. In this I am taking Cv as a common. So if I take Cv as a common, so Cv bracket open Cp by Cv. So if you take Cv as a common, I am writing here, if you take Cv as a common, bracket open, so it becomes Cp by Cp by Cv Cp by Cv minus 1 minus 1 is equal to R, minus 1 is equal to R. So we know that Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. So here in the Cp by Cv is equal to gamma, I am substituting, then the equation becomes Cv is equal to gamma minus 1, gamma minus 1 is equal to R. So gamma, so then we can write the Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. So if you know the Cv value, substitute the Cv value in Cp. Cp value. So it proves that the characteristic gas constant is equal to the difference of two specific heats. So it is nothing but the Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So what does the R tells that it's a characteristic gas constant equation is equal to difference of Cp minus Cv. So R is equal to Cp minus Cv, and we know that the R value is taken as a 287 joule per kg Kelvin or 0.287 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So the terms of a molar specific heats, the above equation can be written as Ru is equal to Cpm minus Cvm. So Ru is a universal gas constant, can taken as a, if you take this R is a characteristic gas equation, it is a 287 joule per kg Kelvin. If you take that in terms of a molar specific heats, it is a universal gas constant. The universal gas constant value is 8.314 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Of specific heats. The ratio of two specific heats Cp by Cv is represented by a Greek letter called gamma, and it is called an adiabatic index. So here the Cp is always greater than the Cv. Here the Cp is always greater than the Cv, and the value of gamma is always greater than 1. So Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. If it says numerator value is more than the denominator value, so it's a gamma should always be more greater than the 1. This is about the relation between specific heats of a at constant pressure and constant volume. Next, coming to the Reynolds number. So Reynolds number is nothing but the states that the two specific heats. So what are the specific heats Cp and the Cv of a perfect gas remains constant, means does not change with change in temperature. So that value Cp and Cv does not change within the change of temperature. Value of Cp and Cv are constant, hence the ratio is also called is a constant for a given perfect gas. So the ratio of Cp by Cv is nothing but called a gamma, and it is called a adiabatic index. Gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. So real gas not obey this law, and the variation of specific heats with the change of temperature is considerable. So what is the Reynolds law states that the specific heats of a perfect gas remains constant. So means that the two specific heats, what are the two specific heats Cp and Cv of a perfect gas do not change with a change in temperature, So the values of a Cp and Cv are constant, hence the ratio is also constant. Because the two values are constant means automatically the ratio is also constant for a given perfect gas, and it is denoted by the letter gamma, and which it is also called as an adiabatic index. So gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. For air, the Cp value is 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and Cv value 0.717 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So if you know these two values, automatically we can calculate the adiabatic index value gamma. So gamma is equal to 1.4. And in the problems, if you know these two values also, we can calculate the Cp value. If you know the Cv and gamma value, we can calculate the Cp value. If you know Cp and gamma value, we can calculate the Cv value also. And by using the relation Cp minus Cv is equal to R, we can also calculate the constant values of a Cp and next we go to move on to the some examples related to the specific heats at constant pressure and volume, and Avogadro's number, Avogadro's law, and Joule's law. So Avogadro's number, Joule's law, problems. So first one, a closed vessel contains 2 kg of carbon dioxide at a temperature 20 degrees centigrade and pressure 0.7 bar. Heat is supplied to the vessel till the gas acquires a pressure of 1.4 bar. Calculate final temperature, work done on or by the gas, heat added, change in internal energy. So they given the specific heat of gas at constant volume. So constant volume means CV. CV is equal to 0.657 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So a closed vessel contains a 2 kg of carbon dioxide at a temperature 20 degrees centigrade. So they given the mass as a m 2 kg and temperature 20 degrees centigrade. You have to convert into Kelvin. 20 plus 273, 293 Kelvin. Pressure 0.7 bar. P1 0.7 bar, heat is supplied. So heat supplied to the vessel till the gas acquires the pressure P is equal to P2 is equal to 1.4 bar. Calculate final temperature, work done. Final temperature means T2, work done W. Heat added means Q supplied Q1, change in internal energy Du. So move on to they given the specific volume at constant volume 0.657 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So first write the given data and what they ask the final temperature at constant volume means. So first write I am writing the given data. M is equal to 2 kg, P1 0.7 bar, P2 1.4 bar, T1 20 plus 273 293 Kelvin, T2 final temperature. Since the gas is heated in a closed vessel, the volume of the gas remains constant. So we know that here they kept as a volume as a constant. Volume as a constant means according to the Charles law, P is directly proportional to temperature. So P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. P2 by T2. So we know the P1 value, T1 value and T2 value. So substitute all the three values in their formula and we will get the P2 value. So we want T2 only. T2 is equal to P2 into T1 by P1. So substitute all the value. The problem they given P2 value is a 1.4 into 293 divided by 0.7. So final temperature T2 is equal to 587 Kelvin because it is in Kelvin only because we are taking the temperature in Kelvin. Temperature in Kelvin. So we will get the final answer is also in Kelvin. So it is equal to 586 Kelvin. So the first bit is over. So move to the second one. 586 minus 273 means 330 degrees centigrade. Since no change, there is a no change in volume, work done on or by the gas. Work done on or by the gas. So, no work done means we know that heat done at a constant volume. So we know that heat added at constant volume is a Q122 is equal to mCV T2 minus T1. mCV T2 minus T1. So in the given data they given the mass value and the CV value T2 minus T1. T2 value we find from the first one using the Charles law. So substituting all the values in the equation we will get the heat added at constant volume. So 2 into 0.67 into 586 into 2 minus 293 is a 385 kilojoules. So they given it is in a constant volume. So heat added at constant volume is Q is equal to mCV T2 minus T1. Next fourth one. So change in internal energy. Change in internal energy is nothing but du. Du is equal to dq plus dq minus dw. dq minus dw. So already we will got the term q value and dw as a 0 is nothing but dq is equal to du. dq is equal to du. So whatever the heat supplied at constant volume is nothing but the change in internal energy. So du is equal to 385 kilojoules. 385 kilojoules. So change work done is equal to according to the Charles law we find the temperature. Next work done is a 0. Heat added at constant volume is Q is equal to mCV T2 minus T1 and from that we will got the heat supplied at constant volume After that they ask the change in internal energy. Change in internal energy we can do it directly or applying the first law of thermodynamics. dq is equal to du plus dw. In the above solution we got dw as a 0 and we got the dq value. So dq is equal to du. So du is equal to 385 kilojoules. Du is equal to 385 kilojoules. Change in internal energy is 385 kilojoules. So this is the first problem. So we will move to the second problem. Second problem. 1 kg of ideal gas is heated from 18.3 degrees centigrade to 93.4 degrees centigrade, assuming R is the characteristic gas equation 0.264 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and gamma 1.18 for the gas. Find the specific heat and change in internal energy. Specific heat Cp value, Cv value and change in internal energy is nothing but du. So first read the question carefully. So they given that 1 kg of ideal gas. So 1 kg of ideal gas means M is equal to 1 kg is heated from T1 18.3 degrees centigrade. So convert into Kelvin by adding 273 to 93.4 degrees centigrade. So final temperature T2 is equal to 93.4 plus 273 and R value characteristic gas equation R is equal to 0.264 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Gamma is equal to 1.18 for the gas. Find specific heat change in internal energy. Change in internal energy. So we know the relations between the specific heat and the gas constant. So what is the relations between the specific heat and the gas constant? Cp minus Cv is equal to R and Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. So these are the two equations. In the first equation we know the R value. In the second equation we know the gamma value. So two equations, two unknowns. So by solving the two equations we will get the Cp value and Cv value. Next, coming to the change in internal energy. Change in internal energy is du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. So m value is one value and Cv we will get here and T2 minus T1 is the 93.4 minus 18.3. We will get the change in internal energy. So first write the given data. So write the given data. Mass m is equal to 1 kg. So T1 291.3 Kelvin, T2 93.4 degrees centigrade. By adding the 273 we will get 366.4 Kelvin. So R is equal to 0.264 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, that is 1.18. So Cp is equal to specific heat at constant pressure. So Cv is a specific heat at constant volume. We know that. So we know that Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. So R value, by substituting the R value and the gamma value, we will get the Cv value. So 0.264 divided by 1.18 minus 1. So kilojoule per kg Kelvin means it will get 1.47 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. Gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. 1.18 into 1.47 is nothing but 1.73 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So we'll get the two specific heats gamma by using gamma and the R value and relation between Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1, Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. So these are the specific heats. Change in internal energy. So we know that change in internal energy du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. So they give it m value as a 1, Cv value 1.47 into T2 minus T1. So we will get the change in internal energy in terms of a kilojoules. So 110 kilojoule per kilojoules. So in this problem they asked about only specific heats and internal energy. So they given the two values, one is the R value and one is gamma value. Cp minus Cv is equal to R. We know that Cp minus Cv is equal to R or Cp by Cv is equal to gamma. So by using the two relations we can get the Cp and Cv value. and internal energy du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1, we will get the du is equal to 110.4 kilojoules. A certain gas Cp is equal to 1.96 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, Cv 1.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Find its molecular mass and gas constant. A constant volume chamber of 0.3 meter cube capacity contains 2 kg of this gas at 5 degrees centigrade. The heat is transferred to the gas until the temperature is 100 degrees centigrade. Find the work done, heat transferred and change in internal energy. So here the data they are given the Cp value, Cv value. They asked to calculate the molar mass of a gas, molecular mass and the gas constant, molecular mass and the gas constant. Say constant volume chamber of 0.3 meter cube capacity contains a 2 kg of the gas at 5 degrees centigrade. The heat is transferred to the gas until the temperature is 100 degrees centigrade. Find the work done, heat transferred and change in internal energy. So data m is equal to 2 kg, T1 5 degrees centigrade, 5 plus 273 278 Kelvin, T2 100 degrees centigrade, 100 plus 273 373 Kelvin, Cp is equal to 1.96 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, Cv is equal to 1.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, V is equal to 0.3, volume is equal to 0.3 meter cube. Molecular mass and the gas constant. Let m is the molecular mass, R is the gas constant. We know that the gas constant R is equal to Cp minus Cv. So Cp value 1.96, Cv 1.5. So we will get the R value. R is equal to Cp minus Cv is 0.46 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Next, we know that the molecular mass m is equal to universal gas constant by gas constant. Universal gas constant by gas constant. So Ru is by R. So molecular mass m is equal to, because we know that Ru is equal to product of m into R. So in this problem they asked only m value. So m is equal to Ru by R. Ru value 8.314, R value 0.46, 0.46. It is not a 0.46, it is a 0.46. So it is given 0.46, or simply I will round off and write it as a 0.46. So 0.46 means is simply 18 kg. We will get the molecular mass as a 18 kg. 18 kg. Work done is equal to, the volume is constant, therefore the work done is 0. Volume constant, the work done is 0. Heat transfer Q is equal to mCv T2 minus T1, mCp T2 minus T1. So m into Cp value 1.5, T2 minus T1 will get a 285 kilojoules. Next, change in internal energy is nothing but dq is equal to du plus dw. So work done 0. So dq is equal to du. So du is equal to 285 kilojoules. 285 kilojoules. Next, an ideal gas having the gas constant of 0.265 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and adiabatic index 1.18 is heated from 250 degrees centigrade to 1050 degrees centigrade has the mass of 2 kg. Find its specific heat, change in internal energy and change in enthalpy. So change in internal energy, change in enthalpy. So here the mass of the gas is 2 kg. Initial temperature T1 298 Kelvin. It's a 25 degrees centigrade, not a 250. It is 25 degrees centigrade and it is a 105 degrees centigrade. It's not a rhythm. So it is 25 degrees centigrade. It is a 105 degrees centigrade, 25 degrees centigrade and 105 degrees centigrade. Convert into Kelvin. So 298 and 378. R value 0.265 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Gamma value 1.18. So specific heat at constant volume Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. We will get the Cv value. Specific heat at constant pressure Cp is equal to 1.737 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So change in internal energy du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1, 2 into 1.472 into 378 minus 298 is a 235.52 kilojoules. Next, change in enthalpy, we know that dH is equal to mCp T2 minus T1, 2 into 1.737, 378 minus 298 gives us a 277.92 kilojoules. So this is a problems on based on the specific heats and the characteristic gas equation and universal gas constant. In the next class also we will discuss some more problems on this. This period we discuss about Avogadro's law, Joule's law, Regnolds law and specific heat at constant pressure, specific heat at constant volume and specific heats. Avogadro's law, Joule's law, Regnolds law, specific heat at constant pressure, specific heat at constant volume and relation between specific heats. Next, in the next class we will do some problems based on the these only. So we will do some more problems. Okay, thank you.